Let's go, guys. Ruby Life Pool, the new dungeon. We're doing Evoker. Evoker has received quite a bit of changes so far in terms of the talent build. Stasis got moved, from Circle Life got moved, you got Convergence, which now you can go into Temporal Anomaly and invest 3 points. And this is Temporal Anomaly right now. I'm casting it. You see the little orb? Now, if you go into Convergence, when you use Temporal Anomaly, it's going to proc your echoes and it's going to heal for more, the Temporal Anomaly that is. So let's try and get... Okay, I already casted it there, it's not really doing anything right now, but either way, I don't think this ability is going to be something that people are going to be using in 5-man content. It just feels a little bit awkward to use if people are spread, but again, we're testing this. And then another thing, if I'm not too crazy, Power Nexus used to be a Devastation ability, it still is a Devastation ability, but now it's been moved to Preservation, which means increases the maximum essence. I think that change is really... Okay, I need to actually heal. Let's get Echo, Spring Bloom, or Spirit Bloom. Everyone's pretty much full HP, at least the people that got hit on it. But these two abilities here, Power Nexus, Font of Magic, they feel so essential to the way that Evoker might play. Like the fact that you could have 6 essences, you could go Echo, Echo, and then Echo again. Instead you have to wait for one more to proc. So I really wanted to pick it up, but I'm not level 70, so it doesn't really work. So I do feel that these changes are interesting, and it just showcases how Alpha can change from week to week. The fact that they moved around a bunch of abilities, they added new talents, they added talents from Devastation build, and now you have almost, you know, not a completely different healer, but something a little bit different. Another thing that I wanted to showcase is the DPS aspect, and the reason that I'm running, I don't want people to die, but I'm running Leaping Flames. So I'm gonna use my Fire Breath. Okay, I can't use my Fire Breath. I'm gonna use my Fire Breath, and then I'm gonna use my Living Flame to heal people. And the Living Flame was bouncing around people based on how powerful my flame breath was, or how many charges I had. So you can use that to DPS, because Living Flame, you can use Living... Okay, I need to move away. You can use Living Flame on to heal people, or you can use Living Flame to DPS. And I think that kind of aspect of DPS into healing, or more DPS, feels really, really nice. Like right now. Fire Breath. And I'm gonna use Living Flame on to DPS, and it shoots out and does a bit more damage. Okay, guys, we need to heal. We need to heal, guys. Let's go. I need to dispel. I'm gonna use Spirit Bloom just to heal. I'm gonna move out. Spirit Bloom does so much. I'm gonna push them back. Spirit Bloom does so much healing, especially when you proc echoes. So for the people who, like, again, I did a couple of videos about this, but echoes, so let's put echoes on this guy. It's a 25-yard range heal. I put echoes on this guy, and now my next non-echo heal is going to replicate it. But look at the range. Look at the guy. The guy has echoes, and I cast a heal, and the echoes procced. And the guy is like all the way there. So even though echoes has a 25-yard range to be cast on a person, the range to proc echoes is wild. It's absolutely wild. So it does, how do I say, a lot of people are scared about the fact that you're going to have a decently hard time with Evoker because of the 25-yard range range limitations. Imagine doing things like Halandro's boss as an Evoker or Preservation Evoker right now. This would be pretty, it would be pretty painful, but there are ways to go about this. You also have Rewind, which also has a 40-man range. A 40-yard range. So there's a couple of heals that you can use that have a large range. Let's go to the new boss, guys. Ruby Life Pools. So let's go with an Echo. Okay, I don't know if he's... And we're gonna use our Rescue. So this is an ability that I should have probably used a lot more, because Rescue does so much healing, especially when you combine... Okay, this boss seems wild. Let's use our Echo, and we're gonna rescue our tank. Okay, we don't have a cooldown yet. Rescue our tank, and that's gonna spread. We're gonna use the Spirit Bloom. We're gonna use our DPS ability. I think they're all gonna be dead before that. Okay, yeah, they're all good. I'm gonna use my Living Flame. That's going to also spread to allies, because there's only one DPS target. So okay, there's more AoE abilities. Again, the bosses are very easy right now, but I definitely like the vibe of this. The room looks insane. The room looks so cool. Are we supposed to jump on the dragons? Oh yeah, we're supposed to jump on the dragons and go to the next area. So far, this dungeon aesthetically looks very different from what I've seen so far in Alpha, and I really like it. It's very dragony dungeon. There's only 3 bosses in this as well, from what I can see, so it might be very short. We're gonna apply our echoes and reversion. I like to apply that on the tanks because it just replicates a hot, and the hot is just gonna heal a lot. You also have a strong defensives with like time dilation and things like that. So let's go. Let's go with our fire breath. It's gonna hit me. We're gonna go with living flame. The tank is really far away. I'm gonna try and heal up here. We're gonna use our, okay, I might die. We're gonna use our echoes, and we're gonna use a spirit bloom. Full cast of spirit bloom. A lot of people got healed up. We're gonna use our rescue, but rescue wasn't really great because we didn't have our echoes out, so it didn't do splash healing. Okay, we're gonna move away here. I don't have my movement. Okay, we're doing it right now. Do I have my... I'm gonna use... So I used Tip of the Scales to give me an instant cast Spirit Bloom there. So there is certain cooldowns that you can use. You do have Rewind. Rewind is a really long cooldown though. I need to... You can reduce it with talents and things like that, but these are pretty spicy. I'm gonna spread Echoes. Echoes on this. Echoes on myself. I can't really. And I'm gonna use Spring Spirit Bloom. He healed up everyone but this guy. I need to get closer. There's a lot of ORP sounds. We're gonna go echo on this. We're gonna use our rescue to heal them up. We're gonna pop... Okay, I used the wrong thing. I was gonna use my defensive. I keep forgetting to be more reliant on Living Flame, because Living Flame is the only ability you can actually spam as a healer. Everything else relies on essences or has a cooldown associated with it, and this is why I wanted to talk about Power Nexus. Increases the maximum essence by to 6, and I think that's going to make this healer a lot less clunky. Because think about this: if you have 6 essences, you can do 3 back-to-back echoes, or you can do 2 back-to-back emerald blooms or blossoms. I keep mixing up the name for that. Let's use this for literally mobility. Let's pop our defensive. We don't really have it. Oh, we do have it. Let's cast it. Let's use our echoes on this guy. Let's go Spirit Bloom. It's gonna heal up quite a few people. You know what? We're gonna use Fire Breath into Living Flame. You know what I should have done? I should have done Rescue and then Living Flame to increase the healing. I'm not sure how that actually works fully. We're gonna go into Spirit Bloom. We could have popped our echoes or spread our echoes there for the AoE as well. I'm not using a lot of my Emerald Blossom, as you can see here, because I didn't go the Emerald Blossom build. I didn't pick up a lot of the nodes for Emerald Blossom, things like Floating Seedlings, Field of Dreams, Circle of Life. I think that build is going to be more interesting in raids than it is in Mythic Plus, but that is, again, yet to be decided. It just requires a lot of aiming, and in 5-man dungeons, if people are not close to it, or standing close to it, it can be really, really awkward. So this is something that I just wanted to try out, because they added Convergence, which is a new talent that they added, and we have to see if it's going to be... Okay, let's go into Fire Breath. Let's go into Living Flame in terms of the DPS. Let's keep DPSing with Living Flame. We do have 2 hots to keep track of as well, because I have a talent that gives me 2 hot charges. So you have Reversion. Reversion is interesting in the way that when Reversion critically heals, its duration is extended. So it is a bit different from normal hots. We'll see how it's going to scale with crit in terms of the longevity. I also have a talent that gives me the Reversion, Time Dilation, and Echo lasts 30% longer. So I'm using the Bronze build with a splash of red, Fire Breath, and Living Flame. Okay, so this is the boss. Let's go. Let's go, guys. Echo into Reversion to keep the tank happy. Okay, there's a flame. Let's go Fire Breath into... Let's go Fire Breath into Living Flame for DPS. It's also gonna heal people because there's only... Okay. I did not see that at all. So this is where the range comes into... Whoa, okay. Rescue. I'm gonna keep the tank happy with living flames. So this spawns an orb. So I used rescue there to heal the tank because you have to use your mobility. 25-yard range is a big deal. So let's see, there's a big... I'm gonna spread... Okay, so he's doing the thing right now. You can see the frontal. I'm gonna spread my echoes. I don't have any more echoes. I'm gonna use my Spirit Bloom. Can I cast this? I'm gonna cast half of it. Oh, actually it cancelled. I have time dilation as well, but it's not casting on it. Oh no, it's 5 seconds. I'm definitely not used to the UI so far. I definitely need to spend a little bit more time getting used to the keybinds and things like that. But that was an interesting boss. A lot of frontal abilities, a lot of movement. The only issue of this healer is, you can see it from this fight as well. If people are really spread, you have to use your movement abilities. You have to use your hover and things like that. Use your rescue. Rescue is really important, and it's something that I'm still not sold on. Because it puts you at the location of a tank, and a lot of the times being at the location of a tank, like let's say a tank is about to die and you use rescue, you have to know what the frontal abilities the boss has. Okay. So a big dragon, so this is a 2-part boss fight. Let's use our fire breath. Oh man, that was a frontal though, actually. Okay. I'm putting my hots out. Okay. Dispelling, time dilation. Time dilation, I keep forgetting it. Okay, so right now I'm gonna use half a spring. I'm gonna use rewind here. Magic dispel. I'm gonna spread my echoes. Echo on this. Okay, you can see what I mean when people are spread. I'm gonna use my Spirit Bloom. Hopefully I get a full cast here. So there's one monk, or there's one evoker all the way there that I just don't know where it is. I'm just so not used to it at the moment. So there was so many things I could have improved on, but just to showcase that it can be a difficult class to get used to because of the range. The range can actually be pretty awkward because there was multiple times where I was casting a heal and the person would just run out of range because they might be here and I'm here. And they run out the last second and it just feels really bad. This is why positioning is really important, making sure that your hover charges are not running out, because I was stuck there and I didn't have hover. And I only had a couple options to get out of here. I could have used my deep breath, which I probably should have, but I don't want to use this just for the movement alone. Or I could have saved the charge of hover and then used something like rescue to get close to the tank. There were multiple times that I actually casted echoes on the same target, which is just a panic mode button. Like, it's definitely something that you want to spread because echo is going to replicate your non-echo heal. So definitely not the cleanest run, but I just wanted to showcase that getting used to this healer can actually be relatively awkward. Let's see if we got any loot. Getting to this healer can be relatively awkward because of the positioning.